Hi, and welcome to Straight Shot Radio. My name is Johnny Slick, and I'm the head coach at Straight Shot Training. So for the next 6 episodes, I'm going to help you all transition into training at home if you have never trained at home before, if you are worried about what equipment to get, if you're lacking motivation, if you need to focus on your nutrition, you're trying to figure out how to balance, working from home and your family time with your workouts. If you are wondering what you should be even doing in your workouts, you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to programming, how to maintain the level of fitness that you had in the gym when you're at home, how to pursue your goals. There's a lot of questions that I know that you're having about how to transition to at-home training, and I want to help you out with all of that. So for the next 6 episodes, we're going to be covering those things. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that I'm a pretty tactical person. I typically, and this isn't always to other people's benefits, but I always view things from a problem-solving standpoint. So I definitely have thought about a lot of stuff over the past 2 weeks, and my life has definitely been flipped upside down, and there's been a lot of really hard things that have happened over the past 2 weeks since the gym that I work at, our doors were shut after all of the gyms in the state were shut down, and now it seems like every week there are new challenges with different restrictions being placed on being out or traveling or different things like that. But I'm a very tactical, problem-solving person. So when it comes to, and again, I'm not saying that's always a good thing. I'm just saying that's just how I am. That's how I coach. So that's why this first episode, rather than get into, the motive, like how do you stay motivated and how do you adjust and all of that stuff that we will get into absolutely later, because that is a huge part of this. But I wanted to start out with just the tactical portion of, okay, this is what is happening right now, and there's nothing we can do about that. And staying home and limiting how much we're out. This is what we need to do right now. And whether or not you agree with that, you were being ordered by the state and a lot of states to do that. So you don't really have a choice. So rather than spend so much time thinking about it or dwelling on it or complaining about it or wondering, well, when are we going to get back in the gym? Let's not worry about that. Let's just worry about right now. And I want to cover first, what do you need equipment-wise to order right now so that you can continue to work out at home? Because I'm not sure if you've noticed, if you've gone online recently, I've been telling people, hey, maybe pick up some resistance tubes, some resistance bands, maybe try to find a dumbbell. I'm just giving you some ideas. When I go online, the prices on resistance bands have quadrupled on Amazon because they're selling out. And people are seeing this as hey, you know what, we can go ahead and raise the prices on these because people want them. And other places where you can still get cheap equipment, they're saying the delivery date is like mid-May because everything's been so back ordered by the amount of orders that have been coming in. So what I want to do first in this episode is cover what you need for equipment from a basic standpoint all the way up to, hey, you've got some extra money to spend and you want to build up that home gym. I want to cover equipment first because if you order your stuff now, it might be a little bit before it comes in. So that'll give you, the next week or sometimes maybe possibly in some situations 2 weeks for you to get what you need, and during that time, you can be focusing on the other things I'm going to cover in the other podcasts, like the motivation and nutrition and rest and recovery and making a schedule for yourself and all of that stuff. And at the same time, you can be doing body weight workouts and stuff at home while you're waiting for that equipment to come in. So this will be our equipment episode. So I want to start with what to do if you are in a situation where you only have your own body weight and you have zero equipment. So most of you could probably come up with stuff with squats and lunges and push-ups, maybe dips on a chair, your typical calisthenic type exercises. And these are all great. There's a million different things you can do with that. I would just say, remember, you want to try to move in all directions. So make sure you're still doing some lateral exercises like side lunges or side step-ups, and some rotational exercises, T-spine rotations laying on the ground, rotational lunges, squats with a T-spine rotation, lots of stuff that you all see on the Straight Shot training program. Continue to do that stuff, but you just do it with your own body weight. Now, the only problem with training with just body weight is that you can't do any pulling exercises. You have to kind of get creative with it. So I've been doing a lot of custom programs recently for people, and I just have them send me what they have equipment-wise, and I make something for them based around what they have. And a lot of people have nothing, and I'm able to come up with workouts for them involving pulling exercises. So you can do body weight rows underneath a table. So you're holding onto the sides of the table, you're laying underneath the table if it's sturdy enough, and pulling yourself up and down. I put up a video the other day on my personal Instagram and Facebook. Actually, I'm going to do another one for Straight Shot, but it's a video of me using a bed sheet with a knot tied in it, stuffed into a doorway with the door closed and locked, and I'm doing bodyweight rows similar to like ring rows and reverse flies and assisted pull-ups. If you're outside, you could use a low tree branch or wrap a rope around a tree branch so it's low enough, or a rope that kind of doubled over so you can hold it to two sides of it, and you can do bodyweight rows and ground assisted pull-ups or regular pull-ups. If you have your pull-ups, you can do rope pull-ups. Those are really difficult. I've been doing pull-ups there's this little area in our staircase. Is kind of like the loft area of the upstairs of the cottage we live in. I've been doing my pull-ups there. You just kind of have to get creative, and you have to find things that work for your fitness level when it comes to pulling exercises. If you can afford a little bit of stuff, if you're looking to spend under $20, you can get resistance bands. So there's a couple different types you can get. There's resistance tubes. These are the ones with the handles. You can do just about any exercise with those types of bands. And when you order them, you can order them in sets. So you have like this one handle, and all the bands kind of clip onto the handle. This is nice because you can adjust the resistance not just by changing the band, but you can also add multiple bands. So if you want to do like a band squat where you are standing on the band and you're holding the handles up with your shoulders, that you would have enough resistance to be able to do that. Because you've hooked up, 3 bands to that handle. So those are resistance tubes. Resistance band loops or mini bands. These are the ones that go around your ankles that you do like your lateral walks with, and hip drills and shoulder prehab drills. Those band loops. I'm in my car, by the way. This is where I always do the podcast, but it's actually so nice out today. It is getting really hot in here, and I'm like pouring sweat. So you might hear some birds now. So the mini bands, those come in packs, typically 3 to 5 bands per pack, and those are like less than $10. Those are pretty good. I'd say if you had to choose between the two, though, I would still get the resistance tubes because you can do more exercises with those. The mini bands, though, are great for prehab exercises and hip drills. And shoulder drills. We mainly use them in warm-ups with Straight Shot. Another type of band would be, we called them super bands when they first came out, but these are the large band loops that people use for assisted pull-ups. If you've been watching the stuff on my Straight Shot Training Instagrams, at Straight Shot Training, I've been doing some stuff with those bands recently. Those... I would say I would get the tubes and the mini bands first, and then maybe get the large bands. The large bands are great because they can be added to your weights. Like you can do banded deadlifts and banded squats and band resisted dumbbell press. It's a way to add more resistance without adding extra weight. But on their own, there's still tons of exercise you can do with them. But it does take a little bit of creativity because there's not like a handle and you have to kind of tie them up on something. But if you're trying to get your first pull up, they can be helpful with that as well. Of course, you need to find a tree branch or something you can wrap them around. But those are the 3 main types of resistance bands that you can get. And all of those are available. If you just type in resistance band or resistance tube, I would look around, find something that's in your price range, but remember to look at the expected delivery date. I had somebody order something the other day and said it wasn't coming until May, and that really sucks. So try to find something that's going to both fit your budget, but also something that's going to be here before the gyms open. Next, we have dumbbells. So if you're going to get dumbbells, a couple options you can go for. You can either get two of the same type, so having a pair of dumbbells. I would say something you can press overhead or push press overhead would be nice. That way you can hold both of them for some lower body exercises as well. Like if you press 25s, and you could push press, meaning using a little bit of your legs, or strict press, meaning not using your legs. You should be able to do every lower body exercise with those same dumbbells. So if you went too much heavier, you wouldn't be able to do that many upper body exercises with it. So your other option would be, if you don't want to order a pair, just order one of each. So one for upper body, one for lower body. Let's say you ordered a 25 and a 40. Well, you could still hold the 25 and the 40 for things like lunges and deadlifts. It would just be uneven weight, and you just switch hands each set. And it's actually a good way to train your core because of the offset weight. But then for single dumbbell exercises, like if you want to do a single dumbbell press, or a single dumbbell floor press, or single dumbbell snatch, you can still use just the one dumbbell and just work one arm at a time. And then when it comes to the heavier dumbbell, you could use that for goblet squats and dumbbell swings in place of kettlebell swings. You can hold it at your side for suitcase deadlifts and suitcase lunges, or hold it up on your shoulder for front rack lunges or front rack step ups. So it's really up to you. Yeah, you can either get a pair. I would just look at the total weight and see what are you able to get the most bang for your buck on when it comes to ordering a pair or ordering a single dumbbell of each. Or you could order a pair that is something that you'd be able to handle with upper body, and then get one heavier one to do for your lower body stuff. Just make sure the heavier one it could even be larger than the sum of the two lighter ones, so you will be able to have more weight when it comes to your lower body exercises. But shipping is the catch when it comes to weights, dumbbells, kettlebells, or barbells. So I would look to try to find free shipping that's helpful. And dumbbells are typically going to run you at least $1 per pound, if not more. So just factor that into how many you're going to be buying, especially if you're looking to also get resistance bands or something like that. Next thing I have would be kettlebells. Now, everything you do with a kettlebell can be performed, for the most part, with a dumbbell. The issue with kettlebells is typically they're closer to $2 per pound. And there are some places that do free shipping, but there's more places that do free shipping on dumbbells than kettlebells. But if you are going to get a kettlebell, I would say get the pair of dumbbells first that you can use for overhead or pressing exercises with your upper body. And for the kettlebell, get something heavy that you're going to be able to do for swings or for lower body work. So let's say if you had a set of 25s or 30s with your dumbbells, that you could get like a 53 pound kettlebell for swings and goblet squats, or a 44 or something like that. For those of you who take classes with me in person, just thinking about what you typically use for swings and goblet squats, get that as your kettlebell. And maybe err on the heavier side here, so we can get you a little stronger during this time away from the gym, since we're limited on how we can really load you up. So that's body weight bands, dumbbells, and kettlebells. That would be, you could do a lot with just that. Actually, with the Straight Shot Training program, the online program, we have made it so that you can do everything with dumbbells and or kettlebells, and you don't even need any barbells. We still program barbell movements, but we give you options for doing it with dumbbells. And now we're including, I'll talk a little bit more about this at the end, but we're also including body weight only workouts every week for the people who have zero equipment. But honestly, body weight workouts are really only going to get you so far, especially if you're training for strength or hypertrophy or power. You're going to need some external load. And you can find stuff around your yard. I put up a video of me using a log that I actually did back in September. Glad I was able to recycle some content there. You find stuff in your yard, but it's really helpful if you can have some of the stuff that you use in the gym when you're at home. Moving on to bars. So bars, barbells, plates, bumper plates, this is where you're going to start spending some money. And especially if most of these places are doing free shipping right now, a lot of them have it's only a 3 to 5 day delay, but most of these companies are having sales right now. I put up some links the other day in a couple of different Facebook groups of places to get these. But honestly, just when you Google barbell or bumper plate sets, the places that I put up were like the top 4 places, because that's just who's doing all the business right now. So if you're looking for a barbell, you don't need to go super fancy. I actually have a different type of barbell here that is less than half of what you would pay for a regular barbell, and it's called an axle bar. A normal barbell has collars on the side. Those are the things that you slide the weights on the side, and they spin to make it the weight a little easier whenever you're doing things like cleans or overhead presses, where the bar is moving around a little bit, so the sides can move and the weight's not going to shift as much. Well, the axle bar is literally just a metal beam. It's 2 inches around, so you can't get your hands around it. So if you have small hands, it would be really tough to use. So it does improve your grip. The bar only weighs 30 pounds, so make sure you factor that into your lifts. But they're only you can get them for like $60. I mean, they're pretty cheap, and a lot of times it's free shipping as well. And these bars are very versatile. You can do a lot with barbells, even beyond the typical, deadlift, floor press, overhead press, squat. You can also shove the bar in a corner and do any dumbbell exercise, basically. You can do rows, lunges, single leg deadlifts, regular deadlifts, like landmine deadlifts, single arm shoulder press, standing or kneeling or seated. This is a ton you can do with, if you even YouTube straight shot and landmine, you'll see all the exercises that are demonstrated there for using a barbell shoved in a corner, which is called a landmine. So if you're looking for a barbell and you don't have a ton of money, get an axle bar. Your grip is going to be really challenged, but it's going to be a lot cheaper than a regular barbell. If you're looking for a regular barbell, they're going to range somewhere between $180 and like $220 for just your kind of run-of-the-mill bar that you would see in a gym. If you see something that says bearing bar, there's ball bearings inside where the collars are that spin, so they spin like forever. Those are great for Olympic lifting. That's not really what you need for an at-home bar right now if you're not an Olympic lifter. So I would say look for a bar that's going to be in that at 180 to 220 range, and look for free shipping. Now you have your barbell, but you're going to need some weights. So if you are able to spend the money, bumper plates are going to be nice, because if you don't have a rack, which you could get a rack, but of course you can see how this starts to get expensive. If you get a rack, you wouldn't have to clean the bar up every time, meaning go from the ground to your shoulders. If you're not using a rack, every time you set the bar down, you're going to be very careful, because you can break the plates or your concrete in your garage or in your driveway every time you set it down. With bumper plates, you can throw it down, and most likely everything's going to be okay. So I have a set of bumper plates here that I use, and I probably will try to find some metal plates now that I can't go anywhere, not even my friends with home gyms. And you could always do a mixture of bumper plates and metal plates. Just be very careful when setting down the metal plates. If you feel like you need to throw the bar, maybe lift near the grass, you can always dump it in the grass and then patch up your divots like a good golfer. So a rack, way back, this was like earlier days of the podcast, John Taylor and I did an episode on DIY home gyms, and we talked a lot about racks and bars and plates and bumpers and stuff like that. If you want to go reference that episode, everything I've been hearing from people on larger pieces of equipment like racks is that the orders are either being refunded and the orders being canceled, or there's long back orders and long wait times. You might not get it in time. Honestly, I would just get a bar and maybe a set of 25s and 10s, and then get the rest in metal plates if you want heavier, and do what you can with just the barbell, and then maybe look into getting a rack, but just the bar first. You'd be able to do a lot with. One thing I didn't mention back in the bodyweight section is rings. You can get gymnastics rings anywhere between $40 and $70, depending on if they're plastic or wooden rings. You can hang them from anything outside, tree branch, your porch, something like that. Just make sure it's sturdy when you pull in the straps before you go. But you can do a ton with gymnastics rings. TRX straps are similar. TRX straps are a lot more expensive, but they have little places to put your feet in to do core exercises like that. I've been designing a lot of programs for people using gymnastic rings and TRX straps, but those similar exercises I've been able to program for people using the bed sheet stuffed in the doorway method, or a bed sheet thrown over a tree branch outside. If someone has one in their yard, that they can do rows and suspension trainer exercises with that. The last thing I'll say about equipment is you also have literally anything that has any weight to it can become a weight if you're creative with it. You can use bricks, cinder blocks, logs, PVC pipes. If you have end caps, fill it with water. If you ever tried it before, it's called a slosh pipe, and it is humiliating how hard that is. Throw your kids over your shoulders and do squats, do shoulder presses with your fat dog. I mean, whatever you can pick up that has some weight to it can be lifted, and it's always really fun to watch the videos you all are posting. I'm getting a lot of videos of people doing deadlifts and stuff with their kids. It's coming up with some really creative exercises, but I think the coolest thing about those is that I've had so much more family time now that I'm working from home, and my son, who's 3, works out with me, and just in the past 2 weeks of me working out here, he's doing dips, and he was doing weighted carries with me in the yard. He wanted to do hill sprints with me the other day, and we've just been having so much fun with it. So your kids, I know I'm half joking when I'm saying lifting your kids, but your kids really like it, and they enjoy being a part of it, and you guys can come up with different challenges. And I'll talk more in the future episodes about what your goals are and how you can maintain this at home. But honestly, just staying more active is going to be huge right now in maintaining your fitness, but also maintaining your mental sanity, and also just improving the time that you have here at home with your family. Because for a lot of us, this is not a situation that we ever thought we would be in, but now we realize just the good that can exist in the circumstances that we're in. So obviously, I want my job back. I want to see you all. I want to be able to make sure that my family's taken care of. But right now, we are, and we're doing okay. And I'm having a really, really good time with my family, and I really hope you are too. It's just I want to make sure that we hit the ground running when it comes to this stuff, which is why I'm being so tactical here in this first episode. And we'll get more into the how do we manage this, how do we deal with this until gyms get back open. But honestly, the most important thing right now is your time with your family, you maintaining your mental health, and a lot of that does have to do with working out. For a lot of us, it is our therapy. So I want to make sure that you all get the equipment you need first, and then we'll do some more talking about what's coming up. But that's how I've been dealing with it with everybody when they ask me what do I do. First thing I ask is, what do you have at home, and then how can I help you out with this. So what I wanted to end with here when we're talking about equipment, if you're wondering what you should get, or I don't know what to get because I don't know what exercises I need to be doing, I want you to head over to straightshottraining.com, and at the top is a button that says free month, or you just scroll all the way down to the bottom of the description of what Straight Shot is and click on Let's Get Started. Either way, it'll take you to the page where you can get a free month of training. This is your first month of Straight Shot is free. After that, it's $21 a month, but that gets you 6 workouts a week, complete with demo videos and detailed instructions. And it's not just random bodyweight workouts or anything right now. It is a comprehensive program, strength and conditioning program that does include equipment. I want to make sure you know that. But every week, in addition to the 6 workouts that we're giving you an extra bodyweight workout in case you don't have any equipment yet. Maybe you're waiting on equipment. And we want to make sure that you have that bodyweight workout that you can do up to 3 times a week. We also include a conditioning workout in there that you don't typically need any equipment for, and you can do that one as well. So you could at least get in 3 or 4 workouts without any equipment while you're waiting for your equipment to come in. The other workouts in the Straight Shot training program right now, this training cycle that we're in, we've transitioned to stuff that you can do at home. So I'm not doing stuff that's going to require like a rack or super heavy weights. Obviously, our rep ranges are going a little higher right now because we know that not everybody has hundreds of pounds to be lifting at home. We give you options for barbell if you do have a barbell at home, but we also say, hey, here's a deadlift, but here's a dumbbell deadlift. Here is a barbell push press, but also here is a kettlebell push press. But also here is a push-up variation so that you can still be pressing overhead instead of just not knowing what to do there. So if you would like to try that out, please head over to straightshottraining.com, click on free month. You get your first month free. You know what? And again, if I know a lot of you are struggling financially right now. I know exactly how you feel. So if you sign up for that free month, you get the entire month, even if you know that you need to cancel, even if you know you're not going to be able to afford that first month after it. I totally understand. It's just this is how we have it set up right now. Is how I'm able to get your contact information. So if you're able to stick with us, I promise you it's worth it. You also have access to me as your coach. I can help you out with this stuff. I was answering emails from athletes this morning on how to modify things. That's actually how I spent the first hour or so that I was awake this morning, was just responding to emails of people on the program, trying to help them out to make sure that they can keep working with this at home. So straightshottraining.com, click on free month, get you a free month of workouts that can be done with whatever you have at home, even if you have nothing. If you are looking for something, though, that is tailored exactly to you, I'm also doing custom programs online, and the way this works is you tell me exactly what your goals are. We talk a little bit about that. You're going to send me a picture of what you have at home, of all the equipment you have. Not like, hey, here is my futon. No, you're going to send me everything that you have. Oh, we could do dips on the futon. But you're going to send me everything you have in the form of exercise equipment, and I will make you a program designed exactly around what you have. So, I'll say you're going to do your presses with that 20-pound dumbbell you have, and that blue resistance band you're going to use for this exercise. I'll make it exactly to what you have. I've been doing a lot of those recently, and it's actually been really fun for me as a trainer to get to be creative with some of this stuff. So tell me what you want and show me what you have for equipment, and I'll make something just for you. You can just message me, Johnny, Jonny, at straightshottraining.com, and we'll discuss how that all works there. If you have any questions, please message me at Straight Shot Training on Instagram, Straight Shot Training on Facebook, Johnny at straightshottraining.com. It's my email. I want to help you all out. Please let me know what you need so that we can all get through this together. And most of all, please enjoy your time at home here. Don't stress out about training. We'll figure it out. I want to help you out. Let me know how I can help out, but please don't stress over not knowing what to do or not having equipment. Let me help you out. Just let me know what you need help with. Thank you all so much for listening. So this was our first episode of the 6 that I'm doing on transitioning to at-home fitness. This was our equipment episode. We're going to again get into a goals episode, one on nutrition, one on rest and recovery, one on programming, and one on motivation. So look out for those episodes coming up soon. Have a great day, everybody.